Failure. It's that dreaded experience most of us try to avoid at all costs. But if we're being honest, it's the only teacher that can impart the kind of lessons success never will. If you've somehow managed to climb your way to the top without stumbling along the way, it's not the fortunate situation it may seem to be. Getting to the peak without ever falling doesn't prepare you for the inevitable slip. Because make no mistake, the fall will come. It's as certain as the laws of nature. Yet, this isn't a bad thing. It's an opportunity disguised as a setback. Now consider this. The more you fail on the way up, when the stakes are lower and the risks aren't quite as daunting, the better prepared you are to handle setbacks when you finally reach the top. The stakes are higher up there. The ground is far below, and a misstep can send you plummeting, bringing others down with you. Yet, despite the motivational slogans and the cliches about learning from failure, let's face the truth, when you're actually in the middle of it, failure feels like a punch to the gut. It's uncomfortable and demoralizing, a panic-inducing what just happened kind of moment. But it's also the instant where your mind starts working overtime, drawing out the lessons you didn't even realize were waiting to be learned. In that disorienting moment, an internal mechanism kicks in. Your brain, like a coach on the sidelines, is already mapping out a path to ensure you don't make the same mistake twice. The real gift of failure is that it forces you to pause and breathe, bringing you crashing back into the present. In those moments of disappointment or frustration, there's a clarity, a heightened awareness that you rarely find elsewhere. That awareness sticks with you. It's a reminder that you're alive, learning, evolving. If you're not stumbling now and then, it doesn't mean you've mastered everything. It likely means you've stopped pushing yourself into unfamiliar territory. You've settled, content to stay within the borders of comfort. But here's the catch. We aren't designed to remain static. Our bodies and minds crave growth. And if we don't embrace that need, there will come a day when you look in the mirror and realize you've aged, yet you're no wiser than before. True failure isn't about losing a business, dropping out of school, or making a poor investment. These experiences can be devastating, no doubt, but they don't represent ultimate failure. The real loss comes much later, in your final moments, when you look back and think, I wish I had tried. It's the regret of missed chances that haunts you far more than any botched attempt ever could. Failing young, or at least failing while you still have time, gives you the space for honest self-reflection. It's your chance to ask yourself why things didn't work out. Was it a lack of skill? Was it the wrong approach? Most importantly, can you get better? Of course you can. We aren't supposed to be brilliant at something the first time we try. When we succeed without effort, it's a stroke of luck, not an earned achievement. Skills and accomplishments deserve respect, and that respect is built through hard work, perseverance, and yes, failure. Who are you to think that something should come easily just because you decided to give it a shot? Success doesn't work like that. It demands sweat, tears, frustration, and doubt. It requires you to fail repeatedly, each time a little better than before. You have to keep going, even when you're exhausted, to keep searching for another path when the one you're on crumbles. The people who have made it will have stories of their own stumbles, even if they don't always share them. You can trust that behind every accolade, there is a tale of setbacks, of days spent questioning their choices and nights wondering if it was all worth it. Those stories matter, and they aren't meant to be hidden. They are the real blueprint for success. So if today is one of those days when you're questioning yourself, if you're standing on the edge of a decision and can't seem to take that next step, look for the stories of those who failed before you. Not for the shortcuts they took, but for the setbacks they endured. Draw strength from their experiences and remember that every failure is an arrow pointing toward a path that could lead to your greatest success. Don't let fear paralyze you. Let it fuel your fire.